Welcome to In Focus with Eden Lane.
Hi, I'm Eden Lane. Thanks for joining me for In Focus. Tonight we're at the Starz Denver Film Festival. It's opening night and it's so cold that they've moved the red carpet indoors. We're going to bring you a little glimpse of some of the Colorado filmmakers and the opening night film, Victor Levin's film, 5 to 7.
Later we'll look ahead to Colorado Arts offerings for the holidays, including the DCPA pop-up store in Cherry Creek. We begin on the red carpet with festival sponsors Jeremy and Melissa Oster from Oster Jewelers.
This is the first year you're sponsoring the festival, is it true?
That's true, yes it is.
What prompted you to join the team, as it were?
We love the arts, and we love supporting craftsmen, we love supporting anything that's a little bit different as well. And something here is innovative, creative, and it goes along with what we do, which is really supporting the artisans of the world.
And in Colorado, too, because you have your store in Cherry Creek.
We do, Cherry Creek North.
And I can only guess that the lovely jewelry you're wearing tonight is from your own store?
It is,
yeah?
yes. It's from Oster Jewelers.
Jewelry plays an important role in tonight's opening night film. As the sponsor, have you had a chance to see tonight's film yet?
No, it'll be a surprise.
So when it's over, I'll be interested in hearing what your take is on the role jewelry played in this film tonight.
Yeah, we had no idea that was part of the movie.
Next, we met the filmmakers behind the short film Wrong Side Up, part of the Spotlight on Colorado section.
So your film covering the Dust Bowl in eastern Colorado is actually also a family story for you.
Yes.
Tell me, what was the challenge like to tell that story, but realize you're talking about your own grandfather?
That was actually really hard, and I didn't want to tell my grandma what I was writing at first, because the story isn't something that my family likes to talk about a lot, because my grandpa, ultimately what happens, had to kick his own father off of the farmland because he was abusing his mother, so my great-grandma. And it was a delicate thing, and I talked to everybody from the family on both sides of the situation and realized there's no good or evil, there's only gray, and how can I accurately portray gray during this dusty era?
Sure.
It's really ambitious for a short film, too. That's a lot to cram in there. Plus, you covered other families. And you're shot in small towns in Colorado. As a producer, what was that logistically like for you as a team to try to bring your film, your story, to those small places?
It was interesting. I mean, History Colorado was such a huge help. They were amazing to partner with. And, you know, we obviously faced a lot of obstacles, like lack of running water sometimes, or lack of restrooms. And so we really
power.
Power, shooting in really small, tight spaces in historical buildings. But I mean,
like tonight.
Yeah. But it all worked out amazingly, and we couldn't have asked for a better cast, crew, partners, and everything. The communities were amazing. So, yes, it worked out wonderfully.
It's brilliant to see Colorado filmmakers telling Colorado stories. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Known as the producer of Mad Men, The Larry Sanders Show, and the feature film Win a Date with Tad Hamilton, Victor Levin makes his directorial debut with the opening night film 5 to 7.
Your film, I went into your film not realizing how much I would love it, because the whole premise is something that really didn't speak to me. How did you do that? How did you tell such a charming story to draw us all in, even though it's such a sort of challenging subject?
Well, thank you for saying that. I'm very glad it did. I don't know. I can only tell you that I think there's a lot of honest emotion in it.
Yeah.
And I think that if people are basically good, then even if they get into situations where conventional morality is a little bit thrown to the four winds, you still feel for them. And really, if it's about love and if it's about wanting and about good things, it's hard to judge, I think, negatively.
Because we all get it.
Because we all get it.
Yeah.
You know, I've said to people who are fairly conservative, you know, is it okay to have to tell a story with this kind of plot, you know, or are you so put off by the bones of the plot that you can't, you know, really watch the story or open your mind to it? And they said, look, just because we behave ourselves doesn't mean we don't have untoward thoughts. We do.
That's right.
And it's actually a relief to see other people live them out so that we don't have to play them out, you know.
To tell a story for the first time as a director, you captured such a sense of place. It was like another character, and in a very busy place too. It still felt intimate. What were the challenges like of trying to direct your first film in New York City in some of the most iconic spots?
Well, you know, you can't. We don't have enough people to keep the populace of New York City out. Okay, we're a small independent movie. We don't have enough people to keep the cars from honking and the cranes from going by. And there was one scene where a woman came up to my leads in the middle of a scene and stood this far away and took pictures, not realizing that the camera was way back there. It's a very active, pulsating, crowded, busy, loud, you know, incessant city, as you know. And so you get a lot with that, but you also run many risks, like the time that in the middle of a 4-minute take, a lady on a recumbent bicycle just rode slowly right into the frame and toward the actors. You know, you have to take the good with the bad, and in my view, the good so far outweighs the bad. It's my hometown. I feel so wonderful when I'm there. I love the architecture. I love the sense of the streets, and so I knew what I was getting into, and I accepted the inevitable, which is that you're going to lose a take here and there. You just are.
I love your comment about this kind of movie, calling it a romance with comedy as opposed to a romantic comedy. Could you touch on that for me a little bit?
Well, for me, romantic comedies have become fairly formulaic over the years. You kind of always know that they're going to get together in the end, and there are certain other stops along the way in the traditional romantic comedy that you can be fairly certain you're going to find, and that's not what this is. This is, you know, this has some curveballs for you, as you know if you've seen it, and it does sort of step outside the conventional idea of choices that characters we love are allowed to make. So
still have us love them.
And still have us love them. Exactly. So to call it a romantic comedy, I think, would be to create expectations on the part of the audience that aren't going to be met by the film. To call it a romance, I think, is much closer, and to say that it's a romance that maybe has some funny moments also is to me more accurate. And I don't like to be put in a category. I think we do altogether too much of it as a society. I always find it more of a prison than anything else, and so, you know, this is how, if it were up to me, if it's, you know, and it's not, but if it were, I would say that's what this movie is.
A romance with comedy.
A romance with hopefully some good funny moments.
There are. I'll close with just one thing without giving away too much of the story. There's a beautiful line that talks about every story is really written for one reader.
No, I'm glad you like that.
Who did you make this story for?
Oh, Eden. I could never reveal such a thing.
Well, I had to ask, though, didn't I?
I appreciate it. Everyone does. I will say this. I do believe that it's true that every story, at least every story like this, is written with one person in mind.
One thing you did with this film is, even though it wasn't truly written for me, sitting in the audience, it felt as if it were.
Well, that's the loveliest thing of all. I mean, that's what you go for. For me, you know, the moment at which you connect with an audience, both as a whole and individually, this is what it's all about. It's not enough just to make the movie and send it out and hope that people see it. You know, I have to know that it landed. I have to know that somebody enjoyed it, and then I'm done.
Well, congratulations on your directorial debut.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Those were great questions.
Now we meet Jocelyn De Bourgh, who not only appears in 5 to 7, but also receives the Rising Star Award at this year's Starz Denver Film Festival.
See how it goes.
Part of the reason you're excited is I overheard you say you haven't even seen your film yet.
I have not seen it yet.
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's quite good.
I expect that it is. When Vic was screening it in New York, I was in Iceland shooting this other movie. This is my first movie role, so I'm going to really act very put upon. But so I missed it, so I'm very excited.
So tell me about this as your first movie role. Tell me about that.
Well, it's really funny. I don't know if you heard me saying, but I hadn't been really auditioning for film and TV when Vic found me for this. I'm an Upright Citizens Brigade performer in New York, and I was just kind of doing commercials, and I did this one commercial for Citibank where I was dumping my boyfriend, saying, "You're boring, you're boring, you're boring," and then Vic somehow saw it.
Which we've all seen, by the way.
Have you seen it? Yeah. And it was like, I might want to work with her on something, and then apparently when this role came up, thought of me, which is crazy, and I couldn't believe it when I heard.
You only have a very short amount of time to make an impact and be believable and create a real character, and you did that.
Did I? I haven't seen it yet. I hope I did. It was so important to me. I really wanted to.
And you will need a tissue, by the way. I'm just saying, you will need a tissue.
I know. I did when I read the script. I know. I love the story.
So your first movie role after working in New York and doing a few commercials, and you're being named the rising star from a film festival that's 37 years old.
I know. I can't believe it. I'm so touched by it, and it's the fact that Britta believes in me and the people at the Denver Film Festival. It's taken me so by surprise, and I'm so touched by it. I'll never forget this recognition.
Soak it all up.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have a Colorado connection.
I do.
Talk about that a little bit.
My dad grew up in Greeley, Colorado.
And did you ever get to go visit any of your relatives that still live there?
I did, yes. My grandma, when she was alive, my sisters and I would spend a couple weeks in the summers with her in Greeley, and we would eat
winters.
No, not winters, exactly. Exactly. But I loved going to Greeley and eating at the Village Inn, and what do we do? Yeah, day trips to Estes Park. Yeah, so nice.
So you have a love for Colorado already, and now Colorado is showing you a little love at the Starz Denver Film Festival. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so touched by it. Thank you. Yeah.
Next up, we meet the woman at the helm of the Starz Denver Film Festival, Britta Erickson.
But they weren't with the Starz. No, they're perfect. They're perfect. Well, here it is. We're starting the 37th Film Festival. How are you doing now?
I'm feeling great. Wish it was a tad bit warmer.
Oh, that's, the fact that you and your staff brought us inside for the red carpet tonight made me love you even more.
We love you. Why would we make our beloved press corps stand out in the sub-zero temperatures? In fact, I think tonight when I introduced the film, which is titled 5 to 7, people might be thinking I'm talking about the temperature.
Yes, they might be. And we're going to have more than 200 chances to see good filmmaking with heart. Well done. Congratulations on the beginning of the Starz Denver Film Festival, the 37th Starz Denver Film Festival.
Thanks, Eden. It's always good to see you. You look gorgeous as always.
So do you.
All right.
And we end the red carpet with Colorado filmmakers Daniel Beam and Erica Randall Beam, known as Team Beam.
4 years in a row.
4 years.
So let's see, a feature film, a dance film, a short, now a music video.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of filmmaking you guys don't do?
Well, we'd like to do it. Yeah, we haven't done a doc yet, but we're talking about them. So.
Yeah, and we want to get back to doing more features. It's just we have to keep our chops up because it's challenging as a filmmaking couple to go in and do a feature. So in the meantime, we have things we want to say, things we want to show, so we keep making art.
So tell me about this music video. There was sort of serendipity in how you already had it planned, and then some events happened right here in Colorado. Tell me about that.
It's almost like unfortunate serendipity.
Yeah. We have a dear friend, Marie Bird, who's a local Boulder artist who was living in London and who wrote this song just looking at the world and the landscape of kind of climate issues and different things that were happening to the planet, and she made this song, Black Crow, that really looks at the archetype of the crow as a messenger for the hard things that are to come. And we decided we wanted to shoot this video and work on it with her, and then the Boulder floods happened. And here we were, recording, she was recording sirens that were actually happening in the place at the time where the song was being finished, and we were able to use found footage that we solicited from
We were putting together
YouTube.
all of our own stuff, the things that we planned on filming, and then I started seeing all the stuff coming across YouTube of people showing their houses being washed away, and I'm like, that is powerful footage. We got to see if we can get that into the video, pack it all into the 4 minutes.
And how to make it really beautiful in a way that it resonated with people, but not sexy, and capitalize on it. And that was a huge challenge. And so really leaning on that archetype and that kind of bigger story, I think helped. And also Marie's an exquisite performer, and working with her was really wonderful for us as directors, because we could find the story and find this kind of human and also magical element in it that hopefully lands something even bigger than all of us who were faced with that tragedy at that time. And so we're hoping that it's not just
any tragedies
any tragedy. And that's what the song really is looking at. So I think I think we were successful. I really love it. I think it's an artful piece that doesn't take advantage of a really terrible situation for our community.
As a musician, what was it like for you to work with another musician's material in this way?
I always love working with musicians. I like touring and I like playing and all that kind of stuff. Being the filmmaker and not having any musical input is interesting. It's a little
Yes, you couldn't change the phrase.
But he's musical in his editing. His editing is so musical.
And that's where it comes out. I get to edit the footage, and so I get to be musical in the visual, which I really enjoy. And not that I would have changed anything about the song, but it's just like, where do I get to put my music in there? So in the editing, I get to be musical.
Well, I'm glad that you're here again, 4th year in a row, and now I'll be looking for a documentary next year from you.
Well, we have another short we're working on, and we have to get busy on that documentary.
Well, we have a feature that we really want to do.
I know, so we're trying that too.
So that's at least 3 more years.
We've got at least 3 more years. We'll be here every year to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eden.
It's great to see you.
Team Beam was kind enough to let us share their film. Here's a look at Blackbird and the Storm, Black Crow.
This is a warning. The crow is a messenger. The message is clear. The water is rising. The end is near.
Black crow, black crow, black crow, black crow. This heat wave, this hurricane, this earthquake, this drought, this twister, this flash flood, this wildfire, superstorm, blackout, this locust, lightning, cyclone, thunder, snowfall, far and wide. Take cover from the falling sky, take shelter from the rising tide. I do not understand how to live in this troubled land. Warning siren, sky turns red. Look, the crows gather overhead. Everything burning, everything drowning. Everywhere around us, water rising. Everything burning, everything drowning. Everywhere around us, water rising. Better get ready, the water is rising. Black crow, black crow, black crow, black crow. More cars, more roads, more smog, more mouths need to be fed. More sunshine leaking from holes in the sky. Crows are circling overhead. Oil is the currency. It's an emergency. Watch it on your TV screen. Worst flood, worst fire, worst storm, worst drought that the world has ever seen. I do not understand how to live in this troubled land. Warning siren, sky turns red. Look,
In the coming weeks, we'll share our interns' visit to the Touch the Wall red carpet premiere, but now the opening of the DCPA pop-up store.
The Denver Center for the Performing Arts has opened a pop-up holiday box office right here in Cherry Creek, and we're here for the opening ceremony.
Experience the magic of Mile High Holidays was the theme for the day. Special celebrity guests posed for photos. And Denver Mayor Michael Hancock joined in the fun with a dance lesson from the star of Jersey.
Walk right, left, move the arms, like a sailor's dance almost. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, come on guys, let's hear it for him. Ready, one more time.
I was able to catch a moment with Jeff Havorka to learn more about this special project.
What an amazing little pop-up box office event space that you've really created here, because it's more than just a box office. Tell me about this space.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
The space during the holiday season will be activated. When we're open, there'll be classes here, and there will be crafts, and there are going to be appearances from cast members. There will be photo opportunities. You'll be able to buy gift certificates and tickets to all of our shows. It's just about really bringing the Denver Center into the community. It's meant to be an experience, and it's all about the customer service, and really educating the customer about all the Denver Center has to offer, in addition to incredible Broadway shows that come through town and producing great regional theater. There are all the educational classes, all the opportunities in education, our facilities and events department. The Denver Center, it's just a very large scope, and we want the community to know all aspects about the Denver Center.
And it's going to be family friendly. It's designed with families and children in mind.
Definitely, most definitely. In fact, we just had the Grinch reading a story to all the kids. There have been photo ops. We'll have cutouts from Cinderella and Annie, and the Jersey Boys 3-sheet is here, and there's Broadway, there's theater company, there's holiday everywhere. Molly Brown set pieces from the show that just ended, here, which was the world premiere. So it's cool.
Well, what a great idea. I'm so glad we got to come and see it today. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
You can find the DCPA Holiday Box Office on 1st Avenue between Clayton and Detroit.
And during the holidays, Colorado Arts has more than the classics, The Nutcracker and A Christmas Carol. Here's my list of what to look for.
You can make your holidays supercalifragilisticexpialidocious with Mary Poppins at Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center through January 4th. Details online at csfineartscenter.org. You can visit the shop around the corner with the Arvada Center with the musical She Loves Me on their main stage. You can find more information at arvadacenter.org. Candlelight Dinner Playhouse in Johnstown, Colorado brings us the musical Miracle on 34th Street.
Your Santa Claus is intoxicated.
And they also offer a special holiday concert by Tony Orlando.
Yellow ribbon around the old tree. Has anybody seen my sweet, sweet gypsy rose? Hark now, hear me. I can hear the angels singing. There's magic in the air. You can feel it everywhere. It's Christmas.
Information for both shows can be found at coloradocandlelight.com. Central City Opera brings their magic to Highlands Ranch for a special production of Amal and the Night Visitors. Performances for one weekend only. Details are available online at centralcityopera.org. A special Artisans Market for Small Business Saturday is being held at Wazee Union. Their slogan, Shop Small, Shop Local, Shop Handmade, Saturday, November 29th. Also on the 29th, historic Elitch Gardens Theater Foundation holds Christmas in the Carousel, with Santa and sleigh photos, poinsettias, trees, entertainment, refreshments, and crafts. Miners Alley Playhouse in Golden presents Songs for a New World. Songs for a New World runs through December 21st, and you can find details online at minersalley.com. Billed as a silly and fun cabaret with sock puppet sing-alongs, Balls, a Holiday Spectacular returns to Lanny's Clock Tower Cabaret, this year benefiting the Denver Actors Fund. You can find more information at lannys.com. When we return in December, we visit with Wonderbound. They have a new work called Winter, and they call this short film Five Senses.
Remember to join us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Snuggle bug.